Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Zwift Community Live broadcast. And I wanted to say happy holidays to everybody here in the world as we are out on the holiday season. And this week we've got the WTRL Chase Race powered by AutoCat. Anna Russell next to me coming out of New Zealand. Anna, how's it going? And what are you thinking today? We've got some new kits in game. We're out on RGV. It's going to be a little bit of a bumpy course.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, I'm here in New Zealand. You're making me feel really cold with your beanie on, your hot mug of coffee. I've picked the orange t-shirt today. I was saying on socials yesterday, I am extremely pumped about all the new kits out there. They look fantastic. I've just seen a little sneak peek and they look great. I was going to wear the t-shirt of the team I was going for, which was green, and then sat here in front of the green screen and turned into just a floating head. So
I've got a picture and put that out before we went live, actually, of not of the disappearing Anna is what we had. We had to disappear completely. No Anna for a moment. Anna, are you even there? That's what I was thinking. But, we do have the Route Grand Vitesse. Is that how I'd say? RGV, I believe. Or maybe
maybe my French friends are watching. They could tell us how to pronounce
Dave has
that.
always got that one down for some reason, it seems like. But we just can't, I can't tend to get that. But we do have a lead in of 0.6. Most of the riders will be through that already. 24 kilometers in a total. We've got 133 meters of climbing, 437 feet. The difficulty grade, I don't know where this difficulty grade comes from, but it's an 18 out of 100. Who makes those? Did that come from your whiteboard, or did they negotiate that one with you, Anna?
I'm not sure, but I would love to see what the 100 out of 100 is. Because it kind of is course dependent, right? Like this course may not have many hills, but I'm already kind of looking at the riders out there. They're riding 50k an hour, 280 watts for Catherine Curie. I'm seeing there already. So I don't know. I think you make it as difficult as you want it to be.
Yeah, what course, chat, let us know. What course do you believe is the 100 out of 100 in all of the courses that are out there? I mean, would it be a badge hunter course, perhaps? I don't know. I want Prudential London. I mean, that's just insane. You go up Box Hill how many times? But anyways, this is the so far today. E was really struggling this morning, it looks like, out of the first zone. 6 minutes back. A there at 3:19. It does look like the B's and the C's went to the line. In zone 2 then, Anna, it looks like, again, this is your consistent here with the green. You're liking the green.
Yeah, B's and C's again. 1 second between these guys in zone 2. That's obviously really tight. But then look how tight D and A is as well. The A's actually got pretty close to the D's. We've got new splits between the groups today, which looking at it look really good. E's 8 minutes behind D. But only 1 minute behind the A's, and the A's only 1 minute behind the B's, and then the C's 2 minutes. So there's good little splits there. I think it's going to make for a lot more tight racing between all the cats, not just B and C in this zone that we're following today.
And then in the zone 3, again, close there with the A's actually catching the D's, but the B's and the C's still able to stay away. Now this zone 4 that we'll be coming into, it does tend to have a very strong E field. As I was kind of clicking through looking at the avatars in the pens, I did notice that the field looked a lot larger, a lot more firepower than we did see from perhaps some of the other zones earlier this morning. It was a little bit more difficult to get through them. So this is going to be the B's on the left-hand side, the C's on the right-hand side. But let's get like a little bit closer, perhaps, in game here, because we do have something a little extra special. If anyone hadn't noticed out there, we were in some generic, Zwift jerseys that are pretty cool that were put on each one of the avatars last couple of weeks. But now we have Chase Race specific jerseys with a big old C on the back, so we can easily identify exactly who we are watching. And if you're jumping into these races, you will be able to put on that new kit. Pretty awesome to see.
Oh, it's so cool. And I saw a lot of chat sitting in the pens before they started. A few people saying it looks like a bullseye. So they're bullseyeing that group in front. But yeah, everyone was really loving it, loving the new kits. Just really sort of sleek and easy to identify. So I think that's good. They match the colors of their little category icons on the right hand side. So yeah, good job WTRL and Zwift. That looks awesome, and stoked to see them out there. I'll have to find some t-shirts that aren't green. Maybe next week it'll be blue so that I don't disappear. But yeah, these guys are looking slick, and I've just seen there the pace of the C's about 42k an hour. The A's are riding 50k an hour at the moment, and I've got to say, very well organized in that group. They're already mopping up some of the B's that have dropped behind. So yeah, this is a pretty motivated group. It's leading into Christmas. People probably just want to have that really big hit out before they hit that Christmas table of food, and you can kind of see that it's some very quick speeds.
We are seeing some of the B category now catching a little bit of the C's that are dropping off as well. So I think this B category, for some reason today, is just absolutely flying when it comes to this zone 4. We are watching Jenkins here, CHZ, the team tag that's in there. A couple of power-ups being dropped here toward the front as they come through at 49 kilometers per hour currently. And what was the time gap between this and the A category is going to be my question.
It's about 2 minutes.
2 minutes. 147 riders in this B category. Is that a record? I mean, that is an insane amount of riders here jumping into this B category. And even with, we did have some added events to kind of split things up because this had gotten to be such a huge event, actually. So interesting to see here, 147 right now, and they are cruising from that pack. 51 kilometers per hour, 7.9 in so far, 954, 8.6 we're seeing. So they're less than a kilometer away, 700 meters away from catching that C category so far. We'll see where the A's are at in just a moment as we'll jump around here, but it does look like a day for the B's as we've seen from the rest of the zones so far today.
Do you know what? I think I'm going to disagree, and I know that's shocking because I'm usually right on the side of the B's, is the A's today only started 1 minute behind the B's, and the E's only started 1 minute behind the A's. So I think if the E's make the catch on the A's, I think they're going to take it out because that is a smaller gap than we've seen in previous weeks. And that big group of B's have managed to sort of pull forward with all that momentum, but with a small gap like a minute. And I'm looking at this A group, there's over 60 riders in here. I mean, that's still pretty big. And what these B's are riding about 45, I've got about 50k an hour here. So I think the A's may have a much better chance they've had in previous weeks with that smaller time gap.
We'll have to wait and see what happens here between these two groups as the A category, from what Anna's saying, is looking to make that catch early today. We can see where they're at out on course here, doing a solid 47 kilometers per hour where they're at 8.5. So they've closed down more of the gap so far than the B's have to the C category. Yeah, and they're absolutely flying right now. That B category on the left-hand side, you'll be able to see in just a moment. Are they actually crossing a similar section of course already? Is that the same exact bridge? That's not. No, because we see 8.8.
No, different bridge.
Yeah, different bridge. Got it. So as we look at Bolt out here, WBR 500 in the name, and making his way directly to the front, maybe getting a little bit of broadcast time on that Tron bike. Bike selection today. Bike selection today, Anna. What are you thinking?
I mean, there's a lot of Trons out there, but for me, I mean, there's some little bits of ups and downs in the l'intestine, which is the last part of the course where it curls around like some intestines. I would honestly go that Cervelo 2020 with the DT Swiss deep dish wheel. I think that just sort of, I'd like that on this course. A lot of it's flat. You know, you got the aqueduct, but I always kind of think of that more as a sprint than a QOM because it's so short. The gradient doesn't go up super high. But then the Trons look quite festive as well. So I'll give them a little shout out. But yeah, I'd be rocking the deep dish wheel for sure.
Yeah, I'm with you there as well. I do think that it's going to be all about that Cervelo 2020 S5 with
now,
the
if you
DT
can,
Swiss.
actually, Nathan, if you see it out there, there are these Adidas rides going on at the moment, and it unlocks these Adidas shoes in game, and I am coveting these
What did
shoes. I
she
need to go
just
out and do
say?
the
Chat,
ride.
I'm not sure what Anna's even talking about. That word is completely unfamiliar to me. So, Adidas, I'm not sure. Is that a person? A last name? Is that some sort of a brand? I'm not even sure what
Oh,
this
come
is.
on. You know, Eddie, how do you say it?
So is she talking about the shoe brand? Could that be what she's actually saying right there, everyone? The Adidas. Is there an Adidas?
Adidas? No, no.
Adidas.
I look,
Adidas. Who is
Adidas. Adidas.
Adidas?
Everyone will know what I'm talking about. You come on, people watching. That must be a way that people say it. But I reckon that. What do you think of those shoes? Just as a little aside here, as we're watching this a
I think I've
humming
owned
group. I
one or
mean,
two brands in my life. One or
it's an
two
indoor
pairs of
cycling
that brand,
shoe.
excuse me. But they actually are making new cycling shoes. Interesting. Huh.
Just for
Very cool.
indoor. So actually, someone's just put in chat that they've got them on. I might just ask them for a review as we
Well,
watch this
where's the
racing.
Instagram tag? It didn't happen. Didn't happen unless we get an Instagram post of these
Yeah,
shoes,
exactly.
Dawson. Dawson, thanks a lot. Bumble D, we're gonna have to find Dawson out on course now. He better have him on in game, or does he have him on in real life? That's what I want to know.
I think real life.
Hmm. We'll find Dawson and we'll figure this one out here. As the A category, is that where are they catching it? It's another group of the Bs. The Bs are completely splintered out here today. We can
Yeah.
see that they're making their way almost to the aqueduct in just a moment here, coming through that sprint section over the pave as they come on through the chase race banner. Loving how much effort Zwift to put into this chase race. It's so awesome to see what they've done with all of the in-game features as the A category here. Now, this is a fairly small E category, actually. I'm a little bit, I thought it was going to be, as I was clicking through, I thought there were a ton of riders, but it does look like maybe 15 riders or so jumping in here. And I'm not sure they got their leader this week. I'm not sure Steven Kirchner showed up to
Oh,
take
that's
the
not
whip
good
to
news
him.
for the E's. Yeah, you need Kirchner there. He's the one who's been sort of herding that group of E's around the course, making sure that they catch those groups ahead. I actually, in the little mini map in the corner, I don't even see the E's present there at all, which means they're not even sort of approaching that
I just said,
sunflower
forget it.
field, which leads
I
in.
said, forget
Yeah, I
it.
think they're gone. Okay, forget about the E's. They're gone.
Well, we'll see. I'm going to see if we can find them on course, but I have a feeling there might have been a little bit like you show up with 5 riders and you're just you're doing a WTRL TTT and you're like, isn't this tomorrow? I thought this was tomorrow. So I've been in that
Yeah.
situation in the E-Pen before.
Okay, so Nathan, I do just want to harp back on to a few people in chat saying I am pronouncing Adidas right. It is actually
Oh,
a German brand, so this is
I'm gonna find
Adidas.
an
So there we
American
go.
commercial for Adidas where they say Adidas in the commercial.
It's
And then we've got it
yeah.
official because someone was paid to say that. Okay.
I
So
know, I know.
let's,
But I think that's why when you go like write documents, you can write them in like English Europe or English America. I think like in America,
yeah.
pronunciations change, things get a bit
I'm changing everything now. The
Americanized.
top of the screen, don't worry. The number's going to go down. It may suddenly be Imperial, everyone. And there'll be a soundbite of Adidas at the start. There'll just be a little Adidas, like Easter egg in
Oh
every
no.
single broadcast now. Just suddenly we're
Oh
swapping the
man.
miles. Anyway.
So I'm just looking ahead to see that it looks as though they are catching up to some of the Ds. We haven't seen too much of the Ds in the race. I think from what I've seen in a bit of chat, they're not working super well together. I think people are sitting in, but I do want to make a shout out to the D rider last week who actually managed to have a silent little breakaway that no one noticed and took away the win overall for the Ds. So that was very impressive. I wonder if anyone's going to follow that strategy today. I don't think in the E's. I think the small group, unfortunately, is in for a long TTT to the line. But looking on that left-hand side, those Bs, they're looking strong. They're coming through strong, but I still think the A's, they just got to the top of that Aqueduct QOM, and it looks like that B group is just coming down the other side. So they are in sight almost for these A's as they come around the corner here. So I'm not sure where the C's are at, but I do think these A's, I'm going to call it now, I think that they're motivated and they might make it today. They're not splintering as much on this downhill, it looks like, as this B group is. They're kind of forming that nice little arrowhead very quickly. The arrowhead is what I think is the best sort of formation. Just saw very quickly Claire Cameron there from Riot, teammate of mine. She's hauling through the bees there. She said she had very, very sore legs from the gym, so she was just going to sit in. Hopefully she isn't. That's not usually her style to sit in. And what I have found in this racing is you can think you're going to sit in and then very quickly your legs get burnt off in the first 8 kilometers as everyone's riding over 300 watts and the pace is about 50K an hour.
That's the sell point from Anna, burnt off legs. You want some fried chicken legs, jump into the chase race and have a ton of fun with it. Claire Cameron, hopefully keeping the chicken legs away at this moment. We'll find her. She's on Team Riot, as Anna was saying here. And awesome race season over in the ZRL. One of the highlighted riders for sure. And Claire, I think here she is coming out of Canada. 177 beats per minute. Holding tough. It does look like they're catching a ton of C's. Has the catch officially been made? I believe perhaps. I mean, there's a ton of C's in here still. Have they officially caught the front end of the C's? Let's see if we can figure that out and find it.
It looks...
E category just coming over the top of the aqueduct, as you can see. So they're still a little ways behind. I think the E category has closed some time down to the A's, though, perhaps. What was it? Was it a minute, 2 minutes behind?
Yeah, just a minute. So those A's are catching very quick. It looks like the B group has come through and caught most of those C's. I'm always a bit wary now of like someone who might have gone off the front totally alone. I do want to shout out actually to Claire as well. She's been picked up by a professional Europe team, Team Torelli. And so she'll be off to Europe next year to race in the professional division. So pretty impressive. And also I know Christina Grossman's in the live YouTube watching as well, and she is racing for Good Gals. I think that's a Good Gals NYC. So yeah, Team Riot, not only a great Zwift team, but also is getting picked up by some pretty good in real life race teams. So congrats to those guys.
Absolutely awesome to see as we are still in with this E category, picking up a ton of the stragglers. We just see a B category rider jumping in with them for a moment. Cool to see. Able to hang out. And that's one of the cool things. You can jump on the pain train of some of the categories that do catch you, even if you do get dropped in within your own category, and make your way to the finish line still if you can hang on. Now to the front. Look at this. Dennis at 5.8 watts per kilogram with some motivation as he sees some C category riders up ahead. And I want to just highlight each one of these new kits that are in game. We'll jump over the D category. There's the D category rider coming by just now, as you did see that kind of bumblebee kit. Electric Spirit Co. to the front here with Nadan. And liking this kind of off. What would you call this color?
I've got a name for it. Actually,
color?
I thought that as soon as I saw it, aubergine. Don't you think? It's definitely an aubergine color.
That's exactly the color name I was thinking. This color name I've never even heard of. Adidas.
What?
I mean, that's...
You know, you must know what an aubergine is. An eggplant. Aubergine. Do you have that food in America? You must have that food in America.
I mean, we have eggplants, but we have no kangaroos. I don't even know what's going on in this broadcast anymore. Aubergine. Martin, okay, that's enough. We're getting a third party in on this conversation. Oh, he's on the phone, so we can't. Of course he's on the phone.
Oh.
Martin's taking care of business.
He would definitely know what aubergine is.
I'm sure he would. Of course he would. We're always the odd ones out here in America, I guess. Aubergine. Chat, what is aubergine? Like, really? Okay. Aries coming through from the A category, helping them out a little bit here at 48 kilometers per hour right now. And it does look like the A's here, though, 17.7 in 16. They actually have opened up, I think, the gap to the E category, honestly. I think it's just
they
here.
Last time I checked, they were within sort of less than 30 seconds of catching that B group ahead. So the A's are mowing down groups as we're talking. So they're looking great. I do think I'm picking them for the win. They've got a good time gap today. They've got a great motivated crew of riders in there. They're looking pretty fantastic. The Bs always look all right, but I think this time gap has just not been in their favour for them. They've got those big groups that they've had every week, today over 180. So I think it's been a bit fairer today for everyone else against the Bs, and it's good to see the A's shining because they've been a little bit of the forgotten cousins the weeks previously. They've kind of been swallowed up by the E's and then kind of get merged into an aubergine red colour, maybe a little purple.
God. Eggplant. Okay, we got a lot of stuff happening in chat here. Tom's letting us know a courgette is zucchini. Just so everybody knows. So I don't know why zucchinis are in the broadcast now suddenly. Are there, I guess maybe because the B category is green. So the zucchini, are we just going to name the categories after vegetables now? Is that what's happening?
Let's do that, okay?
Okay, all right.
Yeah, the B's can be zucchinis.
This is now welcome to the VeggieTales broadcast of the chase race. And zucchinis, aubergines, what bananas? What do you call? Is there a different name for bananas, or can I call it a banana for the D category?
No, we'll find something better. We'll find something a bit more exotic for the D category.
Oh, the D category.
Oh,
Where
this
are we
is
at on the
great.
live here? Have they been caught just yet? It does look like the D category is
A's,
about to be caught.
yeah, A's have just passed the B's, it looks like, and I think from now on they're going to run away with it. They're at 19.4 kilometers.
There's
The
one
race is
B up. There's a
25.3.
B up the road here, though. Like this, I see some bees still up
Oh,
the road
maybe
a little
not.
bit
They've
here.
caught a sort of dropped pack, I think.
Yeah.
I'm seeing so the bees separated, looks like into kind of this main pack and then a little chase pack. They must have split over that QOM into that downhill. That's usually where it favors the big power, heavier riders. So this group in that nice little arrowhead formation, which I think is pretty fast, but riding 42 on a little uphill, it kind of goes up and down now, which will, I think, again, benefit the A's a little bit more than the smaller group of Bs. But yeah, the Bs are hanging tough. They've got just over 5 kilometers to go. And this is where it gets into a really tough part of the course. I've actually done a chase race a few times on this particular course, and you sort of think you're fine until you hit these les intestines, and that's where you hit those ups and downs, the wiggles. You lose sight of the group in front. You can lose a little bit of motivation, and so it's a tricky part. But the Bs, there's a lot of chat going on there, and there's a lot of motivation in that group. I could be eating my words. The Bs could hold out to the line.
Now we are looking at is this the front of the race though? This looks like Stephen M. Skull here, 12 years old for Vertislow, has gone with Jay Dawson from TFC, and they've said forget it over the top of the climb. We're not waiting for the rest of the D category. We saw this last week. They have 20 seconds over the rest of this plantains, maybe? I don't know. What color are plantains?
This guy's
They're
riding
yellow,
pretty
aren't they
strong.
yellow?
Look at that.
You don't even care about
Yeah,
the
the
food
Ds are
anymore?
yellow. Oh, sorry. I was too wrapped up in the racing. I should go back to veggie chat. Someone tell me an interesting vegetable that's... Oh, butternut squash.
You actually want to say butternut squash every time we look at the D category, though? Like all the way through?
I think that's good. The butternut squashes are going well. That was a brave move off the front from that young 12-year-old who was riding up around 6 watts per kg, dropping the rider behind them. I mean, that will definitely get Rider of the Day award if he can stay away right to the line. I do know in Prem Division coming up next season, there will be the most aggressive rider awards going out, which is very, very exciting. I always love kind of highlighting a rider who's putting it all out there, not just sitting in the bunch, but really risking everything. As Dave Towle said, actually, on the broadcast we did earlier in the week, which I've written down on my whiteboard, in order to win, you have to be prepared to lose. And that's, I think, will epitomise this rider here. M. Skull, 12 years old from Virtue Slow. definitely not virtue slow, more like virtue fast in the racing today. He is going for it. 48 kilometers an hour. Phenomenal. I mean, on a bit of a downhill, but I can see the green machine just sort of edging up behind. But I love this. That's aggressive riding.
Yeah, great riding by him. It does look like Verdean here now from GTFB. Sorry, we're jumping around a little bit here, as we are getting a couple different shots though of where things are at and where the chase is at here. I do believe this A category is trying to bring him back as fast as they possibly can. The Vertislow rider though, I think it's maybe we're gonna get a meme in here. Upgrade, you get an upgrade, you get an upgrade, you get an upgrade. Everybody's getting an upgrade. I have a feeling that's what's gonna be happening. As we do have the B category here, we can get the catch from the B category, bringing in the main D pack here at this point. I do think though that we have this situation. Oh, and I think this intestine still makes things a little bit confusing though for us, as it does look like some of the time gaps kind of jump around a little bit on our right hand side. So I have a feeling perhaps we'll get an update here as soon as we leave the intestines here about where things are exactly at. Looking forward though, it does look like the front end of the race is almost the B category. There are still a few up ahead though. Dawson, it looks like from TFC, still trying to stay away. Woodward here now coming on through, I think still chasing some of his B compatriots though. And this is the main pack of Bs. The A category is still on the chase and trying to catch
Yeah,
Bs.
but close.
This B category
Only
is
3 corners behind.
Is that it?
This beacon might. The A's are just about 2 turns behind. See how there's that long sort of straight area right after Les Intestines finishes, could be where A's get sight of the B's, and I think it'll be close, to be honest. Those A's are actually coming in really quick. They're only 1 turn behind now, and I think this is. Oh, am I being too kind to the A's? I think I really want them to just catch that B group, but maybe they won't. They're just coming into the last couple of turns. They're going to hit this straight, then they're going to take a right hand, and then basically it's just around 400 meters to the finish line, and it looks like, I don't know, maybe this B cat has got it today. I should have worn that green t-shirt then.
We should have just been the disappearing Anna, and everything would have worked out just fine.
Got an attack off the front here too.
What is that? A lemon? Are you going to be a lemon then? I'm not sure. No, a lime.
Lemon sounds. Isn't that a bad car choice? Getting a lemon, lime. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. No, we'll go kiwi fruit. Definitely go kiwi fruit for the greens.
Oh, but they're brown on the outside. Blues Brosser here now. He's not going to be brown on the outside. He tries to make it happen though, but it's going to be Ephraim out of France here with the arrow power up, trying to hold off. Get Swifty. Huge watts here coming from the next powered bar insured rider. And to the line for the B category, it's going to be Ephraim taking it down. In the A category, on the other side, we do have a sprint opening up. As you can see, it is going to be Webborn trying to get away, but Webster here from Skylab, but they're a little bit too late as the A category comes to the line. And it is the Bs, I believe, today. The Virtuous Slow Rider may have stayed away, but it may, at 6 watts per kilogram for that amount of time, I have a feeling maybe there'll be a little bit of an upgrade coming on through. Now look at the jerseys pop off here. This is interesting. Some of them keep the jersey and other riders are, going into their regular, is that right? Let me see here. Yeah, some of these riders here, I think, either here suddenly jumps into the Vision Kit. That's interesting. But cool new jerseys out here today, but it was the B category, I think, again, Anna, taking it down. What do we have for results so far?
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing the Bees took this out. Camille Ephraim there on the front, very tight racing with those last sprints there. Looks like these are provisional. Patrick Molinari from Jet Racing, he was in second, and David Gargulo from CRCA Foundation was in third. Looks like that D rider may have stayed away, but could have been an upgrade there.
Waiting for the data tables to update here in just a moment.
And where were the C's? is a question I have. They've been tight racing all day between the B's and C's with 1 second between. Looks like there was one C, Alex Purcell, in that B group. That was about it. They obviously just sort of they just did ones and twos all over the show, kind of all split up. So it looks like a little group of them stayed together and got swallowed up by the bees, and the rest kind of all over the show.
We're waiting for a few of the results to still come in, and as we do, what is happening tomorrow? We do have a very interesting course for the team time trial tomorrow on the Bologna course. Have you heard any chatter about that? Oh, oh. You know, that word you used for eggplant, I am so unfamiliar with it. I have no idea what the word is even anymore. Like I literally, like what did you just say? Like I literally.
Should I say? I'm gonna buy some aubergine Adidas cycling shoes.
Oh,
there we go.
Boy, would anyone even wear that colored Adidas eggplant Adidas shoes? That's exactly what I was thinking for Christmas, everybody, was eggplant colored shoes.
Ah, there we go. I'll get you sorted, Nathan. We get some aubergine Adidas's. Get them over there.
Okay, I wouldn't have I would have thought that was spelt with an O. But Eddie Oliver.
Oh, A.
Now, the way I would say this is aubergine. Aubergine. But it's aubergine.
Oh, no.
Brinjal? Is that actually an eggplant as well?
I actually don't know what that is, so I've been caught out there too. I don't know what a brinjal is either.
See, it's got to be. We're figuring this one out, everybody. We'll see what that actually is. It is. That's what it is. Eggplant, aubergine, or brinjal is a plant species in the nightshade family. Just so everybody knows. So we'll just call it the nightshade category. That's what is. That's actually.
There we go. You've been cool schooled name. On your vegetables.
That's the coolest name, actually. I think for any of these categories, nightshade. That's now the E category. We are know your veg, Nathan. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate that. Know your veg. Listen, we watch plenty of Veggie Tales in this household with 5 children. Okay. They never said aubergine in any of those episodes. I'm not sure. Maybe there's maybe there's episodes specific for your vegetables over there. I don't know what vegetables you have over in New Zealand. They're all the same.
We have some crazy ones, I'll tell you.
I know, Eddie. Our results aren't coming in, it looks like, just as of yet. We'll see what's happening here. Martin is letting us know that they're called eggplants as well. The founder of Adidas was called Adolf Adi Dassler, hence the company's... What? Martin knows everything. Martin's still on the phone, so he's not going to help us out, it looks like.
I'll find a soundbite. I'll find a soundbite of how you should properly pronounce Adidas, and I'll share it with you, Nathan. I do want to say, though, shout out to our most aggressive rider, the young 12-year-old. He was swallowed up by the bees, so he did not have a breakaway win. I believe, according to the chat of someone who was in the B group, he got swallowed up right at the end and got out-sprinted by that phenomenal sprint that we saw between those B riders. But again, another B win. What, 3 from 3 maybe? Oh, there's 5 races, 3 from 5?
Yeah. They are kind of dominating so far. And I think it has to do with numbers, maybe? Or what are you thinking? Is it that perfect in-between power? I do find that B category riders kind of tend to have a lot of masters racers who've been around a long time, might not be racing at that highest level, but they still got a good kick. They can go super hard at the front for a solid 30 seconds and then sit in. So I just get the feeling that the B category has a good mix to take these wins out a lot.
Yeah, I think a lot of the B cats actually ride the similar power to the A cats. It's just that maybe their watts per kg are a little bit less. And so on a course like today where it's pretty flat, I think, they can sort of push the higher power, kind of right at the same pace as the A's. Although the A's took off, they started a minute behind. I think they were within sort of 10 seconds at the end. So they pulled in a lot. But yeah, I think that minute gap was perfect actually this time around. It just meant they were a lot closer. The A's, if they could just, I think if they had rider groups of about 100, I think they could pull in those Bs.
Yeah, they need exactly. I think that does come down. I mean, there's just a ton of rider. I mean, we saw 147. I think it was. Was that right? I mean, insane amount of
Yeah.
riders there in that B category. Looking for an update still here with this as we are waiting in for this results to update here. The Legion race yesterday, did you see that, Anna? That was like unprecedented. I'm not sure you saw what happened. Yeah, I just want to highlight
So I
this because
watched,
this was one of the
yeah.
craziest things I've ever seen in Zwift racing.
Now, was it, I caught the commentary at the end. So from what I could gather at the end, was there a full team send?
Yeah, so BL13 with a lap and a half to go, they all had power-ups. They used feathers and arrows and went full gas through the sprint banner with a lap and a half to go to collect power-ups as well through. So they timed it so they would get the power-up they had, the power-up they gained through the halfway point sprint, the power-up they gained through the lap sprint, and then the power-up again through the second to the last sprint banner. So
they did the triple power-up.
They did the triple power-up, and they gained 10 seconds on the pack.
Wow.
And they ended up winning by 1 second, though, because the pack came so incredibly close. BL13 went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Me and Dave both said we have never, in the history of Zwift racing, in the history of, I mean, it's a new course. So, is this going to happen often on this course? I would actually think on that course, it would be a course where it would happen less often than you would otherwise. I mean, that course is very similar to a Crit City, just a little bit longer, but that is.
But it's the timing of the arches. Yeah, that actually throws back. The only time I've seen anything remotely similar would have been the Canyon racing way back a couple of years ago on the New York course. I think you were calling it, where they kind of went 1, 1, 1, and just kept going and end up with a bit of a train to the end. But that was like a lead out train as opposed to a full send team. I mean, that is pretty awesome. And I think another course you could potentially do that on, the triple power up course, is Lutisi Express, or the Champs-Élysées course, is you can kind of hit 3 power-ups there as well. You sort of go through the banner and then very quickly you get to the sprint. But then you've got such a long time to get back to the finish line again, and a huge downhill. So you'll probably get caught by the pack behind. So that's awesome. You can do it on the Neokyo Crit course, because I think that triple power-up, I've seen individuals do it, but man, I'm going to go back and watch, because seeing a group do that would have been absolutely unreal to watch.
It was. And the timing of it, all of a sudden, I'm glad I caught it, because there's such a huge group, so you can be watching in the back. And a lot of the racers, later on I did a stream on my Twitch of the later race, and a couple of the riders from the earlier race came in and were like, I wish I was watching the broadcast, because I had no idea that anybody was off the front. And they all just thought it's going to be your usual sprint to the line. We've got 150 riders or whatever. There's no way this is getting away. And the crazy thing is that 10 seconds came back within like 500 meters. That's how fast that pack was flying. But they were able to hold it off. We already got some chat coming on through.
But also,
really
that Neokyo course.
Go ahead.
All right, sorry. Yeah, that Neokyo course, I think it's race 1 of ZRL. I went and reconned that the other day. This course is going to be epic for breakaways, because there's so many of those twists and turns. You lose riders up ahead so fast. Even when we were doing the Legions one that I commentated last week, they're going around like this. You can, even in a broadcast, miss people that are off the front. So it's sort of, if you're racing it and you're aggressive like this group, it is great for getting away, because like you said, if you're sitting at the back of that pack and you've got a huge pack, you can't even see it on the right-hand side of your screen that someone's 5 seconds up the road. So yeah, it's going to be an awesome course for seeing those kind of tactics.
The pack can get lazy too and not pay attention at the front. Now in the ZRL, it'll be a lot different. There'll be DSs. People will be, you know what I mean? People will be watching, and they'll be like, okay, this is happening here. little bit more on the line. We do have results coming on here. Let's go ahead and take a look at what went down here in the fourth zone for the day. And it was the B category again, taking it down just ahead of the D's, though, by 4 seconds here. 37-37 there for 8 seconds to the C's. The A category, look at this, though. The E category had a good day comparatively to a lot of the other zones, more comparative to zone number 2, I believe, is the closest that we would see out of that, because I'm thinking 2 is 2:30. So probably a larger, but a lot faster. These are really fast times here, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And this category and this zone for the Bs, this is just a really tough zone, I think.
Yeah, I think it's the commentary effect, Nathan, as we're broadcasting up, a lot of people coming in. People want to, have their time on camera, so they're putting in a lot more attacks. What I do want to call out is that E category only started a minute behind the A's, but they're an extra minute 30 behind them. So they dropped a lot of time. So they might have, not been as far behind as other ones, but they still were like hemorrhaging time almost that whole way through. Not as much as zone 3.
I mean, the A's today, you were right. The A's today in zone 4 were really, really motivated and came closer than any other zone so far. So big shout out to the A's here in this zone 4, actually. So great job. We'll be back tomorrow, everybody, for the WTRL TTT number 140. We need to get Martin on the broadcast, and I think a lot of people want to ask what happens in December. Like what is happening in December when it comes to these courses, because I've got people saying, well, yeah, in December we just kind of go uphill a lot, and I think it's Alp to Zwift next week. Is it Alp to Zwift?
Oh.
So we're TTTing up Alp to Zwift next week. I don't know. We'll see if I'm doing the TTT. I think we're
do you know what? I think I'm going to try and do a TTT. I think I might try and do Alp to Zwift.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I think I will. I need to find a team to ride for, unless the Riot girls want to jump on in and give one a shot. But
there we go.
Yeah,
How's the
kind
racing
of looked
going
at that
right
one
now,
and
Anna?
thought, yeah.
How's the racing going? Are you?
Well, I raced an A race, my first A race, Innsbruck Ring. Did not get dropped on the leg snapper.
Whew.
And it's all right. I'm up to 3.95 20-minute.
And it's coming back quick.
So
we're
okay.
Really
we're okay.
Yeah, good to see. It's all that weightlifting. I hear you're doing.
Yeah, right.
Did you see that face? Did you see that face? That reaction?
So Nathan sends me, he puts videos on our broadcast chat about these huge PRs he's doing in the gym.
Wait, Nathan
massive weights.
What? Who does that? No, that's Dave. That's Dave.
And at my gym, I'm still only allowed to lift a broom handle because my technique is so bad. So
they make you clean the gym
I can't
instead of
I have to clean the gym because I'm so bad at it. Don't even try.
Oh, thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow for the TTTs. Happy holidays, everybody. We've had a ton of fun here. Make sure to figure out what color jersey you are and what the vegetable name is for next week. We want to know, what is the vegetable name for the color of your jerseys? Bring in the best one, and perhaps we'll get some posters going on. Actually, that's a shout out to the old poster competition. We need some posters out there about what the colors are, what we should name them. Make sure also to check out your new Adidas shoes in game. Oh my gosh. Adidas, people. Appreciate you all. We'll see you tomorrow for the TTT. As always, you can turn to WTRL.racing for all of the results. And to sign up for these races, you got to go over to WTRL.racing. So make sure you go ahead and do that. TTT tomorrow, everybody, with Dave. As always, right on.